Amigos in Cristo is the mission agency which I started here 15 years ago when the Lutheran churches called me to this area. My name is Robert Sully, and I'm a pastor with the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. The mission of Amigo Center is to provide the tools for success here in the United States. We do that by providing legal immigration help, humanitarian aid, and other advocacy services. What I did is I started knocking on doors in the community in Bonita Springs, in the Rosemary Park area, and I'd say, "Soy el Pastor Roberto de la Iglesia, al lado de ustedes, a sus órdenes. I'm Pastor Bob from the church next door, here to serve." And people would inevitably ask me one of three things. They would ask me, "Can you teach me English?" Or they would ask, "Can you help me find a job?" Or, "Can you help me with my legal papers?" And so within 2 years, we started the Amigo Center, the first storefront that we opened here in 1999 in Bonita. And the idea was to make these kind of services accessible and affordable to the Hispanic community. And that's the genesis of Amigo Center. The Amigo Center promotes diversity because we serve all people, especially people who are immigrants to Southwest Florida. That's why we provide immigration help. However, our immigration work isn't just for Mexicans or Guatemalans, although they do form the majority of our clients. But we also have a lot of Americans who come here, who marry a Hispanic or foreigner. And so they come and they're looking for to arrange their papers so that their spouse can stay here legally in the United States. Every year we serve over 1,500 families through our immigration services, and we're looking to expand those. We help people learn English, so if you're concerned about people not learning English, that's what we try to do. And the immigrants here themselves realize that they need to learn English. Yeah, diversity is a fact of life of Southwest Florida. If you look at Collier and Lee counties, we're talking about 15 to close to 20% of the population are Hispanic, and then probably about another 10% or so are Haitian, and then maybe another 10% are African American. So it's a reality. The scriptures say that we ought to love the stranger and the foreigner among us, and he names the most vulnerable, the widows and the orphans, and so that's what we try to do. There's a lot of feelings in the community about immigrants, about undocumented immigrants. And it's one thing to talk about it in theory, but it's quite another thing to talk about to the person themselves and to get to know the person in the flesh and the blood, to know their children, to hear their stories, their struggles, their desires, and to build a friendship with them. So it's one thing to speak about something in theory and to have strong convictions, but it's another one when you see the people. And I think that changes how you look at life. It changes how you look at people and how you deal with them. After 15 years and growing to this extent and having served over 60,000 clients over the 15 years, it's due because of the Anglo community. And their financial support, their prayer support, the opportunities that they've given to me to be able to minister here. So I think it needs to be recognized that there is a lot of goodwill, there's a lot of desire on the part of the American Anglo community to be hospitable, to help people be successful here. I think people realize that all of us are immigrants.